Hey everybody, it's SpaceCat, and today I'm going to be redrawing my original Speedpaint, which was of course going to be my channel banner. It didn't fit very well. Anyway, that drawing had a couple of problems and I'm going to touch on them right now. The first problem was of course the anatomy of my character, because humans don't run like that. Human faces don't work like that. I mean, come on past SpaceCat, what were you thinking? Gosh. And then I think the second issue, I just switched so you don't see me trying to draw anatomy because it's still hard, was the clothing. The second issue was the clothing. It had no depth and no wrinkles. I'm still not good at wrinkles. You don't see them in a lot of my drawings, but then a lot of my drawings are cats, so cats don't wear clothes. Clothing depth is hard. Let's just make that be a thing. Clothing depth is hard. I've tried to do it in this drawing, and I think I did an okay job. It's not like professional level, but I tried. And then, wow, I'm getting through these issues really quick. So yeah, the clothing stank. That's just, it's the sad truth. The clothing stank. And then another issue was the shading. It was non-existent. Sure, I tried, but it didn't work. And it just didn't work. This is a really bad voiceover, isn't it? Meh. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about why the shading didn't work. First of all, I was not using preserve opacity, so my layers, it would blend outside of my color line. So like the background would be blending into the skin layer, which you see a lot on the legs. Also, I was still using watercolor to blend. I find watercolor is really nice for backgrounds and fur, not for just basic shading. Now I actually have a new method of shading that's different from the one that I used in that first video and pretty much all subsequent videos. I also struggled a bit with the leg position here, because how do you make it look like a person is stepping, has their foot up from the back? I adjust the shorts so it doesn't look so weird. Right. But let's just talk about the legs in the first picture. Like, what? What were you thinking, past SpaceCat? I mean, really? Yeah, those legs are just bad. So, oh wait, there we go, okay. Yeah, okay. I lost my train of thought. What was I saying? I was saying something. The legs are bad. Now I'm fixing these legs. That's good. Fix those legs, SpaceCat. Yes. And let's see, what else was wrong with that first picture? The background. The background has almost no attention to detail. It's just flat colors. And while it's a really cool idea for a background, and I keep it, just like the bare bones of it for this drawing, I could have executed it a lot better. There's literally no depth, no shading at all on the surface of the moon or the sun. Well, there's a little shading in the sun. Or Earth at all. There's no clouds. Come on. Like, clouds, really. There's clouds on this Earth. That's going to be like way later in the video. And I didn't know how to do shoes either. Still don't, really. As I was drawing this, I noticed that I'd modeled the shape of my shoes on an hourglass. So that's a bit interesting, but I think it turned out okay. Oh, now I'm actually drawing the hair. Hair, that's an issue. So, the hair in that drawing. It was literally just a blob, and still is just a blob. It's just a blob of color, blob of brown, with some darker brown slapped onto it and kind of blended together. It doesn't interact with itself. It doesn't have any definable strands. And it's an interesting hairstyle. Not style, but technique. I think I've got a better technique now. I certainly like it better than what I was doing before. Okay, so I've talked about the legs, the background, the human anatomy. Oh, Chocolate. Chocolate is too small in that picture. He's very large, and he's still kind of small-ish in this picture, but not as much so. His tail was way too thick in that first picture, and his stripes were just dark brown on gray. That's not how he is. I actually struggled with the stripes a bit in this drawing. That's later, but I struggled with the stripes because I wasn't sure how to do stripes on the back of a cat that look like normal cat stripes. So I kind of tried a bunch of different methods, and I actually stared at him, and he's got like this weird light brown, dark brown, gray flecking thing. And so I tried it. Oh, the arm. The arm didn't work here. That was annoying. But I fixed it, so yay. And so he's got this weird like flecking pattern, so I tried to do that, and it didn't work. And so I just used my airbrush, which I love. I love my airbrush. I use it a lot later in the drawing for like the background and the stars and light and stuff, and it's amazing. Just if any of you viewers use Sai, airbrush is your friend when doing fur and spacey backgrounds. Also other things, but I haven't tried it out on anything else really. And what else? The shorts. I'm just finding things to complain about in my first drawing, speed paint. What am I trying to say here? My first speed paint on my channel. Not my first side drawing, not my first digital drawing, but first recorded speed paint. Oh boy. But the shorts like did this weird triangle thing at the end, and they just didn't look right. And it was just weird. Oh no, I'm cleaning up my line art, it looks like. See, originally I was gonna have this be like a base sketchy thing. I had my human shape, and then I drew my sketch over it, and I was gonna copy it. But then I put so much work into this, and I was like, no, I'm not doing that again. I'm just gonna make this prettier, and I'm gonna something. I'm gonna fix this and then be done, and then color, because coloring is my favorite part. I find line art really tedious. And so I can't really think about anything else I can complain about. Covered chocolate, background, the shorts, the anatomy, the face. I did not cover the face. So, the face. It's this happy, smiley, one eye closed thing. Don't even know what to make of it. And it's just interesting. It's like human faces don't work that way. I was trying out some different ways of doing shoe detail. I finally figured out that shoes have like that weird line and then the flap. At least my shoes do, I think. Yeah, they do. So I did that here because I think that's how her shoes would look. And then I realized the tab thing doesn't look like that. And I fixed it. So, where was I? I'm torn between commentating about what I'm drawing and complaining about my old drawing. I don't want to keep weirdly switching. Oh, now I'm starting coloring. I love coloring. I'm weirdly switching. See, I thought I was going to be so professional, and I'm just randomly. That's not a word. Rambling, like I always do. That's... Anyway, forgot what I was saying. The face, that's what I was saying. So, human faces don't look like that, and obviously, SpaceCat is not a normal human because she's standing on the moon without a spacesuit. But whatever, some magic going on there. Also, how did they even get to the moon? I don't know. Just put it out of your minds and assume it's magic. So, yeah, faces don't do that. Faces don't make that weird, smiley face, one eye winking expression is supposed to be cute. It wasn't cute. It was just kind of creepy. I mean, I was really proud of it at the time. I was like, wow, look at my cool anime face. No. Just no. Anyway, I'm doing the hair now. I really, really like this way of doing hair because it shows off the individual strands better, I think. In my opinion, it shows off the individual strands and texture because that original hair had no texture whatsoever. Like I said, just a blob with more blobs. Not good. And the lips were too pink, and the nose on my face, previous face, was really way too skinny and not that good at all. I'm just complaining about my drawing styles from like, how long ago? Some time ago, when I was still figuring out how digital art worked. It was good at the time. This is good for now. This is better. This is not good for now. This is better than what I did at the time. And I'm very proud of it. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. I'm very proud of this. I'm not so proud of that other one anymore. I like this one better. But that's just my preference. You can like the old one, you can like the new one, you can like them both. You can hate them both. Your opinion, not mine. I mean, what am I trying? I'm gonna skip ahead in the video so that I can comment about my background techniques. And then I think I'm gonna be done voiceovering because voiceovering is just hard. So I'll be right back. I'm gonna play some music here so that you're not just sitting in silence watching me doodle. Okay. Okay, so I'm back, and I feel like this is a good place to start commentating again. See, I added clouds. I told you I'd add clouds. This is the airbrush at work here, right here. That's the airbrush. That's the magic of the airbrush. It's beautiful. It looks like space. It's a little exaggerated, but that's okay. Oh, I paused it. Oops. In case you're wondering how I'm voiceovering this, I'm watching the video in my video editor and commenting about it as I see stuff. And since this is a voiceover, and we all know I'm terrible at voiceovering, watch Crazy Pixels episode something. It's an episode like 16, something like that. Watch that and you will learn that I'm terrible at voiceovering. So, yeah. And, oh yeah, that's the airbrush. I'm using luminosity and shade layers and normal layers and a mix of colors with my airbrush. I used like a rough brush to make the texture on the rocks. Just giving it some more detail than the flat gray background of before. I feel like I was gonna say something, but then I forgot it. Oh, I was saying that my audio might not line up with what you're seeing on the screen, and that's because I'm bad at voiceover. Oh, so this is supposed to be like the moon landing print, Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, whichever one of them stood on the moon first. That's the print, and then that's like Chocolate's footprint next to it. It's just kind of like a little joke. I don't know. I thought it would be cute. I think it's kind of cool. It's like a little signature in the corner. Except not really, because it's a footprint on the moon. Oh, stars! So I'm using the pressure sensitivity thing on my drawing tablet to create these stars. So if you're drawing with a mouse and you're trying to create these stars, you're not going to be able to because I'm using pressure sensitivity. I suppose you could if you made your brush small enough, but yeah. And I make these stars bigger because they're too small and you can't really see them. I tried to keep all the old elements of the background, the earth and the sun and the moon and 3 stars. Either I'm doing the sun like behind the earth, and that's also airbrush. I used a lot of airbrush, oops, bumped my mic, in this picture because it just gives such a nice effect for lighting and glowing stuff. Oh yeah, that's my select tool. I'm not coloring it space blue, like bright blue. I know I did, I don't know. But I know I did the Milky Way thing kind of blue, but no, space is not bright blue. Space is like blackish blue. Okay, now I'm coloring chocolate. Now I can talk about how much I struggled. Yeah, thanks, Chocolate. I love you. I used airbrush here because it's just so much softer than regular pencil. And see, his tail's a lot skinnier in this. His tail's actually... No, that's about right. His tail doesn't have that jagged end, but it's about that. See, here I am struggling with stripes. Very struggly with stripes. I was like, nope, that makes him look like a pine tree. Nope, that makes him look like a pair of lungs. I think I did an okay job. And I think I have also rambled on for long enough. So, oh, see, here's the hatching I talked about. That goes away very shortly. Don't worry. I know it looks terrible. So I think I'm going to cut off here and just play some fun music and... yeah, okay. Oh, and thank you for all the positive feedback on my Warriors OC videos. I'm going to try and you will see more videos featuring Slate Star, Scarlet Fur, Red Feather, and probably a few others in the future, because I love working with them, and I want to try and implement them more and share them with you guys. So with that, I'm going to cut off.